Okay, today we want to learn about the midpoint between 2 points. Okay, you can open page 132. What is the midpoint between 2 points? Okay, the definition of the midpoint is a point that divide a line, a segment equally. Maksudnya dia boleh membahagi satu garis lurus secara sama rata. Okay, for example, we look at example number 8. This is point A, point B. Determine the midpoint of the straight line AB. So you need to determine from this point, point A, and then point B. Which one is the middle of this line? Yang mana tengah-tengah? Okay, so one box, second, third, fourth. So we can see that point B is in the middle. So that's why the answer is P. Okay, or you can clearly look at this solution from point A to point B. From point A to point P, the length, the measurement is 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. The measurement from the point P to point B, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's why the P is the midpoint. Okay, now we look at question B. Be careful, yes, student. For question B, we no need to measure from point A to C. We look at the question. The question is A to B. So this is point A, this is point B. So we can see clearly the middle point of this point is D. That's why the answer is D. Okay, understand? Okay, we look at example number 9. Still in the page 133. Okay, if P is the midpoint of the straight line of AB, okay, determine the coordinates of P. So it said that P is the midpoint. Okay, from the point A to B, where we can see directly the coordinates of point P. Okay, there are many methods to find the midpoint in a straight line between the two points in the straight line. Okay, now let me teach you a quickly method. Maksudnya secara ringkas kita nak tengok jawapan kita betul atau tidak. Okay, this is point A, this is point B. Because this is a Cartesian plane. Okay, so we can see directly, okay, A to B, we can see the middle point is directly, kita akan nampak dekat sini. This is a P. Why P is here? Okay, from point A to point P, you look at this triangle. The triangle is a right triangle. 3 times 2. From P to B also you can form a triangle. 3 times 2. Right. So that's why P, we can clearly say P is the midpoint. Okay, this is my method lah. Kalau soalan ni keluar objektif. Kalau soalan itu structure, you can look at the next page 134. Okay, this is a solution. You need to use compasses and ruler. First, okay, from point A to point B, okay, you need to bisect this line. Sorry, not here. From this equation A and B, but you need to draw a right angle triangle first between the line A to B. Kita tengok pada right angle triangle. From point A to C, you need to bisect. Okay, you need to bisect. How to bisect? Have you remember? Ni cikgu punya komposer dah hilang. Komposer cikgu, anak-anak main. Okay, so cikgu ringkaskan lah. A to C macam ni. From this point of point C, you bisect one arc. Okay, and then from the point A, you bisect one arc here. So you can find the two intersection and then you draw a straight line. So kamu akan dapat straight line yang ni. Okay, and then the another length you need to bisect is C to B. Nampak tak dekat triangle ni? Tadi kita dah buat A to C. Sekarang kita buat C to B. Katakanlah ini bukan Cartesian plane. Okay, you make a compasses from the point C, you bisect. You mark at the point B and then you bisect. You bisect this line C to B. Kamu dah belajar bisector line ya sebelum ni. So after that you join this intersection. So you can see that the intersection of the two perpendicular bisector is point P. So we can conclude that P is the midpoint. Okay. Next, we need to learn the formula. Formula of the midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2. So this is represent for coordinate x untuk dapatkan x coordinate. Okay, and then y1 plus y2 over 2. This is represent for coordinate y. Okay. We look at example. Okay, first example is example 10. Okay, in page 136. Okay, in the example here, the question asks you to calculate the coordinate of the midpoint straight line AB given that A is 2, 5 and B is 2, 1. Okay, let's say the question didn't give you any diagram. How to solve it? Okay, how to solve it? You just use the coordinate given. You label as x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, if the question didn't give you a diagram. So, for example, this is the question in your exam. So, you label any point. Katakanlah kamu pilih point A as x1, y1, for example. So, B is equals to x2, y2. Kan cikgu cakap, biasa cikgu cakap dalam kelas, asalkan kamu bahagia, pilihlah. Katakanlah Ali ambil x1, y1. Kalau Abu, dia tak nak x1, y1. Abu nak A ni, dia jadi x2, y2. It's okay, asalkan kamu bahagia. So, kalau x2, y2, so kalau ini kita ambil sebagai x2, y2, so B pula kamu kena ambil sebagai x1, y1. So, dia kena couple 1 dengan 1, 2 dengan 2. Okay. So, now we look at the example in this textbook. Okay, in this textbook, it used as A is the x1, y1. B is the x2, y2. So, we just substitute according to the method ataupun formula yang diberi. Okay, senang saja. Kalau kamu dah hafal formula ni, dah kenal formula ni, kamu tak payah salin dah formula ni. How to calculate the midpoint? This is point A, right? This is point B. Okay, so the midpoint of AB, this is formula, right? So you make a bracket. Okay, you make a bracket. First, you take the x coordinate for the first point. Kamu ambil nilai ni, 2. You take 2. So, 2. Plus, the formula you need to plus. Kena ingat tu plus. And then another coordinate for the point x is 2. 2 plus 2 must be divided by 2. So, you will get x coordinate. 2 plus 2 is 4. Divided by 2 is 2. So, the answer for x is 2. Okay. For y, comma, coordinate must be formed in x, y. So, you must remember this. Y is 5 plus 1 divided by 2. 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 divided by 2, you will get 3. So, inilah jawapan akhir kamu. 2, 3. Jangan lupa buat dalam bentuk bracket. Kalau kamu just buat jawapan 2, 3, tak ada markah. You must make a bracket baru dapat markah. Okay. But, if they are given you a diagram, you can clearly look at this diagram. Point A is 2, 5. Point B is 2, 1. So, actually, point A and B are in the straight line. Macam mana nak cakap ya? In the straight line maksudnya di dalam satu garisan sarta yang sama. Ya. Okey, jadi senang saja kita nampak kat sini. Disebabkan dia garisan sarta yang sama, kamu boleh terus nampak midpoint dekat sini. Ini satu kotak, one box, one box, one box, one box. So 4 box total. If we divide by 2, kamu akan dapat nilainya 2. So this is point of the midpoint. The midpoint here is 2, 3. Okay. Now, we look at example 11. Okay, calculate the coordinate of the midpoint on the straight line M to N. So, this is the question. Didn't have in a box ataupun dia tak ada bagi sarta kertas yang ada petak-petak tu kan. Dia susah sikit je. Okay, so M to N. If you look at this question, don't panic. First, you label the coordinate. For example, I take point M first. M must have X, Y, right? Mesti X dulu baru Y. So, itu yang kamu kena ingat. Okay, X dulu baru Y. So, for point M, the X coordinate, you look at the X axis, the X coordinate is 10. So, you write down 10. Okay. So, for the Y coordinate, you look at the Y axis, the answer is 7. So, this is the coordinate. Okay, how about point N? This is point N. The coordinate of point N must be X is 4. And then for the Y is 1. So, kamu lebih senang, kamu kira bila nampak koordinat tu pada gambar aja. Memang kamu akan rasa nampak clear dah apa solution kamu selepas ini. Okay, so by using these 2 points of coordinate, you can directly use this method, x1 plus x2 over 2. Okay, if you didn't label anymore, kalau kamu tak label pun yang mana satu x1, x2, tak ada masalah. You just plus and then you divide. For example, okay, katakan cikgu ambil contoh dekat sini. MN. 10 plus 4. Why 10 plus 4? Okay, cikgu ambil kat sini. Maksudnya cikgu buat dulu M, lepas tu baru N. So, kita ambil X dahulu. X. 10 plus 4. Ambil X dengan X. We choose X with X. X with X, right? 10 plus 4. So, 10 plus 4. Don't forget divide by 2. Formula untuk midpoint. Okay, koma. Y pula. Y. 7 plus 1. Divide by 2. 7 plus 1 divide by 2. Kamu akan dapat jawapan 7, 4 as the coordinate. If you choose the opposite method, bukan opposite method, maksudnya kamu ambil nilai yang lain dulu. X1, S2 kamu lain. Contohnya, katakanlah ini abu pula. Dia ambil ini dulu. Sama je jalan kerja kamu akan dapat. Ini 4, ini 10. So, 4 plus 10. 4 plus 10 divide by 2. Okay. Y pula. 1 plus 7. Ambil Y dengan Y. 1 plus 7. 1 plus 7 divide by 2. Nampak tak? Walaupun dia berbeza. Ini 7 plus 1. Ini 1 plus 7. Tapi jawapan masih lagi sama. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 divide by 2 must be 4. 4 plus 10 divide by 2 is 14. 14 divide by 2 is equal to 7. So, nak ambil ini boleh, nak ambil ini boleh, mana-mana boleh. Kamu akan dapat jawapan yang sama. Okay, next we look at the solving problem. Okay, so the diagram shows the line of PAQ on a Cartesian plane. Okay, so this is the question. Dia bagi tahu sini, P, ini A, ini Q. Okay, what's the question? A is the midpoint. Alamak, dia bagi A is the midpoint. So, this is midpoint. So, I label as a midpoint. Okay, determine the coordinates of P. Macam mana nak bagi P? Soalan sekarang dia cari midpoint. Sebelum ni cikgu suruh kamu cari midpoint. Dia bagi 2 koordinat. Sekarang ni dah berbeza. Okay, this is... So, we look at the diagram. First, don't panic, label as a coordinate. For example, ini midpoint kan. So, apakah sebenarnya koordinat midpoint dalam Cartesian plane ni? Okay, this is point A. So, point A is actually, for point X is 0, right? So, 0. For the point Y is a 2. So, the coordinate for point A is a 0, 2. For coordinate for point Q is xy also. X is a number 2. Y is 0 sebab dia terletak pada paksi X. X exists. So Y equals to 0. Okay. So P ni tak tahu apa. So bila P ni yang kita nak cari, labelkan sebagai koordinat juga X and Y. Simple je. Dapatkan idea yang pertama dahulu. Okay. Next. What is the keyword untuk buat soalan ni? Bukan keyword. Apa yang kamu ingat untuk buat soalan ni? Apa kaedah? Maksudnya kamu kena fikir strategi. What's your strategy? Okay, first you need to remember the formula. So the formula for the midpoint, okay, must be x1 plus x2 divided by 2, right? For coordinate x. And then y1 plus y2 over 2, you will get coordinate for y. So daripada calculation ni, kamu akan dapat koordinat untuk x, kamu akan dapat koordinat untuk y. Betul tak? Yang ini refer pada x. Yang ini kamu akan dapat nilai y. So sekarang ni bila case solving problem macam ni, kita split. Kita pisahkan dia. Maksudnya sekarang formula cikgu ialah kita ambil atas dulu. X1 tambah X2, X1 plus X2 divided by 2, right? For the x coordinate is equals to x. Nampak tak cikgu pisahkan koordinat. Kita pisahkan dia punya formula. Okey, sebab kita nak koordinat untuk P tadi. Untuk Y pula is Y1 plus Y2 over 2 equals to the Y coordinate. So ni nak dapatkan jawapan X dengan Y ni. Okay. So what is the X1, X2? Okay. So we recall of the question. Okay. X, Y. Ini X dengan Y. Okay, ini X dengan Y. Tapi apakah dia X1? Apakah dia X2? Okay, kita tengok macam mana ya. Yang mana macam mana kita nak buat X1? Okay. So, cikgu takut kamu confuse lah. Sorry lah, kita cikgu edit sikit. Bermaksud cikgu edit. Bermaksud XY ni kan kita dah declare as a midpoint. So, ini midpoint. So, midpoint ni cikgu labelkan sebagai XY. Dari pembetulan. Bukan dekat sini. So dekat P ni kita labelkan sebagai, sebab kita refer pada formula lah X1, X2. So untuk point P ni kita refer sebagai X1, Y1. Ataupun kalau tak nampak cikgu buat lagi sekali. Ini adalah X1, Y1. Nampak lagi clear. Okay. So this one for point Q kita ambil sebagai X2, Y2. So the midpoint is X and Y. Okay. So we need to plus. Ingat yang tepi dengan tepi tambah bagi 2 dapat tengah. So we substitute in the formula. Okay. So maksudnya sekarang ni untuk dapatkan X, katakan cikgu tambah kat sini, tengok ya. Tengok jalan kerja cikgu. Okay. Untuk X coordinate is X1 plus 2. Okay. So X1 plus 2. Formula kan? Divide by 2 is equals to X. X tu kamu tengok pada midpoint tadi. Midpoint tadi berapa nilai X? 0. So this is equals to 0. Okay. So after that you need to cross multiply. Okay. So macam ni darab silang. X1 plus 2 is equals to 0 times 2. 0 times 2 is a 0. X1 plus 2. So what happened X1? 2 we bring at the right side become negative 2. So X1 kita akan dapat jawapan terus nilainya negative 2. Okay, kita dapatkan nilai Y pula. Y1 plus Y2. Y1 plus Y2. Tapi Y1 kamu tak tahu. Y2 dah boleh tengok pada gambar rajah 0. So kita masukkan nilai Y1 plus 0 divided by 2 is equals to, the midpoint is 0, 2. So kita ambil Y dia nilainya 2 is equals to 2. So next you need to multiply. Okay, so ini box kanan jadi darab. Y1 plus 0. 0 tak payah tulis dah. 2 times 2. Kamu akan dapat Y1 equals to 4. So, we can conclude that the point P, so that's why we can conclude that the point P is X1, Y1 is equals to negative 2, 4. Hashtag. You got the final answer. Okay. Next, example 13. The last example in this subtopic. Okay. The question give you P is the midpoint of the straight line KL. Okay. Katakan cikgu buat lukisan kat sini. P is the midpoint of the straight line KL. Katakanlah ini K. Katakanlah ini L. P is the midpoint. So, kita buat garisan. P is the midpoint. Buat macam ni. Sketch the diagram according to the question given. And then it given you the coordinate of K is negative 3, 12. So, K, kamu labelkan sebagai negative 3, 12. Okay, negative 3, 12. And the coordinate of P is 2, 9. So, P bukan L ya. Ni sekarang dia bagi P. P is 2, 9. So, 2, 9. Calculate the coordinates of L. So, nampak tak? Dalam soalan ni dia tak bagi gambar rajah. So, kamu kena lukis sendiri gambar rajah. Cara yang sama macam cikgu. Okay. Katakanlah kamu nak ambil ini sebagai X1, Y1 dan L pula X2, Y2 pun boleh. Kalau kamu nak terbalikkan ini X1, Y1, X2, Y2 pun boleh. So, cikgu lebih suka ini ialah X1, Y1. Yang akhir ialah X2, Y2. So, this is X1, Y1. Okay. And point L pula adalah X2, Y2. So, P midpoint nilainya 2, 9, right? Okay. The same method as the previous example. Untuk dapatkan nilai X dulu. Kita ambil X dulu. So, X kita ambil dekat sini. X equals to X. Nampak tak? Awal, akhir sama dengan tengah-tengah. X juga. So, that's why negative 3, okay, plus X2 divide by 2, you will get 2 because we take in for the X coordinate. Okay. Untuk Y pula, kita ambil Y, 12 plus Y2 divide by 2 is equals to 9. Sama dengan 9. So, bila kita cross multiply untuk X dekat sini, kamu akan dapat 4. Okay, so negative 3 we bring at the right side becomes plus 3. So, that's why the final answer X2 is 7. Okay. For the Y coordinate pula, okay, ingat darab silam macam tadi, 2 times 9 is 18. So, 12 bring at the right side becomes minus 12. So, 18 minus 12 equals to 6. So, Y is a carry forward. So, that's why Y kamu dapat jawapannya 6, 6. So, you state that, therefore, the coordinates of L are 7, 6. So, this is the final answer. Okay, if you look at this chapter, okay, you need to do self-practice 7.2 in page 138 and then page 139. Okay, so in the next lesson, we will continue with the 7.3